We've officially entered the era where you need to be adding headcount to your organization that aren't people headcount, but they're AI headcount. Whether it's an auto setter, whether it's someone doing graphic design, whether it's somebody doing copywriting, web development, all of these previous human functions in your organization now need to be done by AI agents, at least most of the bulk work. So, just some perspective, we have 3.5-ish team members on my organization, and we are augmented where we have web development, we have graphic design, we have copywriting, we have a AI auto setter, and all four of those roles would have been part-time headcounts that I would have had to hire 12 months ago. And now we are in a season where I can just have those headcounts and they're AI done, takes 15 minutes of my time, what used to take 4 hours, and I would have to hire somebody for. And we are there. Like, we are very much there. And if you haven't started moving your organization down this direction, you're falling behind, because the teams that used to function, one or two people, what used to be 10 is now one or two with a suite of AI agents. And it's not like just going to Claude and saying, be my copywriter, but it's like building in the systems, the rhythm, the connections, so that Claude can easily tap into all of your meeting transcripts and turn those meeting transcripts into full-blown documents, wireframes, web pages, all the things. So I made this video just because you need to be thinking through this shift. Because if you're not, your organization is falling behind to the productivity that all of these other organizations are having. It can't just be what it's been. And what got us here in the world of work isn't going to get us where we're going in the future. So let's talk about those roles specifically. First, copywriter. An AI agent, it should become like what used to take you 4 hours to write, a couple thousand words or, 5,000 words, whatever. Now you can work with AI and get it done in 30 minutes, and it's still in your voice, especially if you do the training right and the context. So the quality of your copywriting is going to be completely dependent on the quality of the context that you can give it. And my preferred way to do copywriting with AI is actually to feed it more words than it has to output by like a 3 to 5x. So if it needs to put out, a 2,000 or a 600 word 2-page document that's like a proposal for a client, I want to give it like a 2,000 to 5,000 word transcript from a meeting with that potential client, and then say like, hey, take what we talked about in this conversation, use my exact words, and boil it down to a 2-pager that just outlines what an agreement would look like with them. So that's the copywriter. The other thing is you want a graphic designer. And all of our graphics now for our organization, largely AI done. Like, it's crazy. They're winning the competitions in Facebook ads where you compare human-made versus AI-made graphics. It's all changing, and it's changing so fast. We've just made this pivot for like our largest clients here in the last couple months, and it is crazy how good it's getting. So, and then here's the extra bonus is the copywriter and graphic designer. When it's one AI system like Claude doing both, they get done at the same time. So you don't lose the efficiency that used to be the copywriter goes and writes all the Google Docs, and then the graphic designer has to go and translate it into the actual deliverable. It's doing it at the same time, and you can give feedback on both at the same time. And it is so valuable for you as a business owner and you as a leader. So that's graphic design. Auto setter, shout out to my friend Cade. He runs a company called enrollboost.ai. It's fantastic. Reach out to him if you need an auto setter that sets people into appointments. Tell him I sent you. But that is where like the manual labor that I used to have to do of like a lead comes into my ecosystem, I shoot them a message, I say, hey, thanks so much for signing up. See that you're doing some cool stuff, whatever. Now I've got an AI auto setter that books those sales calls for me. It sees my calendar, it schedules the time with the person, it responds immediately. Its speed to lead is unbeatable. It's crazy. What would have been a setter, I was really looking at hiring a setter in like January, February, but I got this AI auto setter and it solved the problem for me way cheaper. So I'm spending hundreds of dollars a month rather than thousands. So it's just another way that the organization is able to scale. Then, who was the last one? Web development. So tools like Replit, tools like Claude Code, they're great and they're so good at what they do. It's just crazy how good it is. So, if you haven't played around with this, your web developers, your web development team should be producing 10 times the result for the same amount of money, or they should be charging you 10 times less because they're writing 10% of the code that they used to. It's crazy. And it's high quality, it's good. Obviously, the programmer web development world hates AI coding. That's just not the reality these days. It's getting good enough where I don't have to pay a developer 10 grand to go and build something. I can just build it myself with Claude Code for internal functions, dashboards, the things that used to cost a lot now don't anymore. And web developers, I know my friends who are at large organizations who have whole web development teams for apps and stuff like that, most of their code is being written by Claude Code, and then they're just vetting it and proving it. So the capacity should be increased or the price should be decreased. And that is where we're at today. So my question for you, what are you seeing? Have you replaced these roles? Are there any roles that I'm missing? I know that there's more. Those are the 4 roles in my company that I've replaced with AI right now. I'd love to hear. Just throw it in the comments below.